Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about today about my STI. I did a video on it. I shot an IDPA match. It was the first time the gun had ever been shot. I've done some shooting. I haven't done any real shooting with this gun except for that actual match. Now, I had some problems with that match. Now, the gun comes in a nice case, comes in a box and some other things. But the gun basically comes like this. It comes with a little protector, a flag, chamber flag. So let me pull this out for you. So empty magazine. Gun does come with 2 magazines. I did buy another one for shooting IDP and everything else. So the original problem with the gun was that the slide stop, when you pulled back the gun, pulled back the slide, you could not get it to go up with one hand. And it was very, very loose in the frame. So when I called Ryan at STI, who is their warranty manager, and again, I love my STIs, but I love them even more because of Ryan. So he sent me another slide stop, and I guess it was a full-size slide stop. Well, when I tried that slide stop, I couldn't hardly get it in the gun. It was too tight. So I was having issues. Now, I have another STI that's my carry gun, which is the Duty 1 Light 4-inch, and I traded out slide stops for that, and it actually worked. But when I took it to the range, as you can see on the video, I had 2 major malfunctions, and it wasn't just a tap and rack type of clearance. They were actually pretty bad malfunctions. Okay, so when I got it back this time, I talked to Ryan, and he said basically that the slide stop wasn't fitted properly, and the cut in the frame was actually not cut correctly either. So they went back in and recut it, put in the slide. Now everything feels really good. Now the gun has always felt smooth. I mean, like buttery smooth. But again, there was all sorts of play the first time when I had the slide stop. There was all sorts of play in the second one, like I said, was too tight. Now this one is perfect. So when you pull it in, you can pop it out, and it just pops right out. So it's fitted just right, and so the gun itself is it's all steel. Got a full length dust cover. No Picatinny rail. It's more of a competition gun than a tactical gun. They do make the tactical with the rail, same thing. Really nice cuts in the frame and the slide for doing press checks up front or just full cocking. The gun has Heine sights in the rear. I don't know if you can see that. It's Heine. These are the ones that got the ledge on them, so you can actually like hook them on something and cock the gun, which I really don't find useful on a competition gun. Great carry gun sights, not so much competition sights, but they do include a beautiful Dawson Precision front sight, fiber optic. Now this gun, unlike some of the other ones, is a bushinged barrel. So this gun with the bushing barrel is IDPA legal. So that was one of the reasons I had a tactical 5-inch in 45 that I could not shoot, because it had the bull barrel, and so you cannot shoot it. Now this gun does not have ambidextrous safeties. Again, maybe a little problem for competition shooters, because sometimes you do have to transition to your left hand, but all I do for that is I just take it off safety before I switch hands. The trigger is it's very nice. It's probably about 3.5 pounds. Just a little bit of take up, almost no creep, no nothing, and a very nice crisp break. Now I have felt better triggers on 1911s. Even my little 4-inch Duty 1 has probably a better trigger, but it's a very, very good trigger that in the heat of competition you're probably not going to worry about. As far as reset goes, It's got a little bit of travel, but not a lot. You know, again, very nice. The hammer, it looks like a hexagon hammer, but it's actually a round hole with 3 raised sections on it to give you more purchase to grab it. Really don't know why you would need to grab it with your thumb, but it does have it. The frame is the stock STI plastic grip frame, and this plastic frame bolts on several places to the actual steel frame. You have this typical standard 1911 beaver tail safety and extended extended safety. The slide lock is not. The magazine release is extended, so it sticks up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it there, but it does stick up. Build quality on this gun is fantastic. Like I said, I love the STIs for what they are, but I have had issues with them from the factory. But that being said, Ryan at the warranty department is super helpful, pretty good quick turnaround, and when you get them back from Ryan, they are perfect almost. I mean, nothing is perfect, but I mean, they're pretty darn good. That being said, I still haven't shot this one, so I plan on shooting it this weekend. Plan on putting quite a few rounds through it to see how it functions, and I will videotape that and show you any malfunctions that happen with that. So when you get the gun, it does come with a bunch of junk, like any other pistol. You get the generic padlock, youth handgun, nice STI sticker. Oh, they sent me a new one because I had actually used that one. The manual. So this is the final assembly and check. Again, not to say any names, but if this was the first one, John D could do maybe a little better job. So when I take apart the 1911s, you don't necessarily need the tool, but the tool just makes everything easier. I mean, it really does. It's not a necessity in today's world with everything else, but it does make the whole thing a whole lot easier. So this one is just a regular cap and recoil spring, nothing special there. So like I said, the new slide lock just pops right out, and it's fitted very nicely. It's tight, but it's not too tight, and I mean, you can't even hear that thing slide on the frame. It uses a standard one-piece guide rod. If you wanted to keep this together, you could do the old pin trick, but you don't really have to with this gun. It comes all apart. And then you have a really nice barrel. Let me pull the bushing out. Now this bushing, if you can see, is fitted very nice to the gun. It's very tight. It fits in there just like it should. And then everything comes out real good. Now I don't know who makes these barrels. What I have found is the barrels are numbered, but they are very accurate. I don't know if STI makes them or who makes them, but they are a good barrel. This is a 70 series. As you can tell, there is no plunger to interfere with your trigger pull and everything else. Again, probably not something you want to use as a carry gun because of that, but as a competition gun, absolutely. So putting the gun back together is very easy, just like any other 1911, I think. Except for that bushing is very tight, so it does go in. Now if you look at the frame, it's a very nice, and like I said, you can see that it's all steel, and you can't see any, the only thing plastic is outside. So it's just the actual like grip frame that's plastic. Everything else inside of this is also, it's all steel. So it's a very durable grip frame. People worry about this, but even though it's steel, it's still fairly light. Now I don't actually know the weight of this, but it is under the 43-pound or 43-ounce IDPA limit. So like I said, this gun is IDPA legal. So back together. So I just kind of line it up, drop the pin back in, come back up to my notch. Back in. I always lock the slide because it makes it easier for me. When you put it back in, your flat one, because this side looks cut, this side is flat, the flat one goes in. And then I can just kind of turn it and you can feel it. Cap goes back on the gun. Now right here, I always just do this by hand. I push it down and I lock it, I grab it with the bushing. And then just kind of, there we go. So, functions check. All work back together. Again, great gun. This is considered their new starter gun, and I think this was a pre-production. From what I was told, they ran 60 to see how they did, and then that was in 2017, and then now they're in the catalog for 2018, and they were shown at SHOT Show, and a couple of them going around, but there really hasn't been any reviews on them. Again, I love the gun. Hopefully it will run this weekend, but if it doesn't, I will post the video and let you guys know. Thanks for watching. Later.